Batman. Whatever happens, Batman doesn't pull one of those, well, I could save you, but I won't.
Yeah.
That's no. What happens in this movie happens, and it's totally a fucking Batman film, and it's awesome.
No, I bet this movie is pretty great, and I can understand why the first one did what it did. First of all, it was the first Batman movie off of a string of bad Batman films. I'm even talking about Batman Returns. I don't think that was that good, and also. It was, I mean, it made as much money as it did because people didn't know what to expect. This one, I was convinced it was going to be huge because it just had too much going for it, including the death of Heath Ledger, unfortunately.
Well,
but
no.
Everybody was looking forward to that. And the Joker, everybody said, the Joker's going to be in this? Oh, hell yeah, I'm there.
Everybody was excited about the Joker and
Even before
Christopher Nolan's Joker. And the thing is that once Heath Ledger died, everything that was going against the film ended because the biggest problem anyone had was Heath Ledger. And they're like, oh, God, is he going to be able to do it? None of the fanboys were able to question that because the minute he died, anybody that dared say, I don't know if Heath Ledger's up to it, people were like, oh, shut up, dude, respect the dead.
Well, by the time he died, there was already stuff coming out about his performance.
About how great he was, but people were hearing buzz, but then people were still saying, I don't know, it's still fucking Heath Ledger. And so all that got shushed, and it added a morbid curiosity. People are like, I want to see his last full feature film. But I can't wait to see what this performance was that possibly killed him.
I think if the hype hadn't been there, people still would have been like, because I know I would have been like, Heath Ledger, I don't know, man. Because I was saying in the beginning, I was like, Heath Ledger?
And if you remember, I was one of the guys going, no, trust me on this. This guy's fucking awesome. And oh my God, of all the things to do to create a character like that before your life ends, this is what he's going to be remembered as. Yeah. He was so fucking incredible in this. And I mean every word that I wrote. Any of the people that responded to my blog going, I don't know, Carlisle, it's a little early. No, it's not a little early. He was incredible. He was an actor that deserved an Oscar, and every single person that wrote about it said, look, he's young, he's in his 20s, he's got plenty of time to win an Oscar. This is his last chance. He's gonna fucking get it. He is getting it next February or March, whenever they schedule it for. Heath Ledger's gonna win for Best Actor.
Well, the year's not over yet. No, this is what you do. No, this is what you do to me. You say, now you're talking out of your ass. That's still
you don't know. You're talking out of your ass. I'm telling you, this is going to happen.
I think it'd be nominated, but we don't know
yet. It's going to take Daniel Day-Lewis getting a script handed down from God to beat out Heath Ledger, because I'm not just talking about how good his performance is. It's his performance plus the sympathy plus his career.
Oh no, I believe you. I'm just going to say that yes, it has all that going for him. Do I know if he's going to win? I don't know.
Okay, let me actually do a litmus test here.
What?
I'm going to bet you $100 that Heath Ledger wins. See,
no, because I'm up here saying it's a 50-50. I didn't. Listen. You would like ask me for $100 if I said no, he's not going to win.
Hold on.
I think he's a strong contender, so I'm not going to do that.
That was a litmus test. Because I was testing where you are, because you honestly inside know that there's a really good chance.
That is the most fucked up psychological exam I've ever heard. Yeah, it is, because you
will not put your money
let me
where
tell
your mouth
you,
is. Clearly,
can I explain something to you? Listen to this, because no, I will not do that, because there is a chance that I will lose, because I realize that, yes, do I want him to win? Right now, yes. Do I know for certain that there's not going to be a better performance? No, I do not, because it's not the end of the year. Putting my money where my mouth is would be if I said, you know what, Carlisle? No, he's not going to win. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's a strong chance.
No, I know. Like I said, it was a litmus test.
That's not a litmus test.
That's a litmus test.
It's a bullshit test. I just explained to you what's wrong with that.
If you want me to call it a bullshit test, I'll call it a bullshit test. But the point is,
you don't have to. I'm calling it a bullshit test.
It's a bullshit test. But the truth is, I honestly believe with all my heart, what's going to happen is he's going to win it.
It's just like beforehand when I said, I know that Batman's going to be the biggest movie this summer. And you were like,
right.
And you were like, nah, I don't know.
I didn't know. I was playing it safe.
But even then I said, I do not know because the movie's not out yet. Look, but I think it has its going for it.
The thing is there is a lot. I mean, the fact that his performance, and it's his last full performance. Several people I mentioned it was his last full performance. People like,
because he has this other
Dr.
movie.
Parnassus.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but he didn't finish that movie, and how they're finishing that movie is genius. We've been talking about that. For
all the
6
three
months.
other actors that they have.
Yeah, but the point is this is his last full performance. It was incredible. He's someone that people for years has said deserves an Academy Award and will win one. This is his last chance. Everyone else who's going to deliver an incredible performance this year, I'm not saying Heath Ledger's is the best performance of the year. Everyone else, it's going to come down time to vote, and they're going to be, that person's still got a chance.
We might have that
But
one
this
guy
is the
who
very
said,
last Heath Ledger performance that we're going to be able to give an award to, and we're going to do it. And I guarantee you, he's going to win it.
we might have some badass out there who decides that, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that I'm in the contention.
Well,
He
you know
might
what?
kill himself after he does his performance. Look, I'm dead too. So there you go. So
yeah, but I'm telling you, this is. I honestly believe this is going to happen.
do I agree with you? Yes. I'm just saying I don't know for sure.
I know you're saying that. That's why I gave the litmus test, and it worked.
You and the stupid litmus test. This
I
doesn't
didn't say
work.
It proved anything. I was trying to figure out how committed you were to the idea that he might not win, and you are not. You are really, truly on the fence.
Yes,
That's what I wanted to find out.
Yeah,
And you really
I don't know for sure.
You're on the fence enough to where you won't bet against it, and that was
Okay,
important.
I'm not going. This is the dumbest argument I've
You're
ever
not-
had
no,
with you.
Okay, fine. Point is,
you don't hear what
Batman
I'm telling
fucking
you.
rocks, Heath Ledger fucking rocks. It made an ass ton of money.
Yeah, and I'm happy that it did that. I'm so happy for this
And
movie to do so
Christopher
well.
Nolan can do anything he wants now for the rest of his life. Don't fuck it up. You know what? The
never
I'm
know.
Worried about? The thing I'm worried about?
What's that?
What the hell is he going to do with the third film?
Is he going to do a third film?
He's got to. There's no way he's not. Even if he says, you know what, I really don't want to do it, Warner Brothers will back a dump truck full of money up to his house and dump it in his front yard and say, come and fucking work on the third film.
Well, I've sat back and thought of that too because I agree with you. I think they will get him for a third one. It's going to be extremely hard to top this because you've had the villain that everybody wants to see. Now you're stuck with some villains who are either not as interesting to the general public, or it's just they're too exaggerated to be in that world.
No. There's a lot of really good ones. There are a ton of really good heroes that he can do. In fact, the more I've been thinking about it, there's one I'd really like to see.
Well, which one is yours? 'Cause I'll tell you mine, but go ahead.
Dr. Hugo Strange.
Which character was he?
This is a guy who he's not as well known because they haven't done him in a lot of the outside things. You've never seen him in a Batman film. I don't think you ever saw him on the TV series, but he is officially Batman's first recurring villain. He was a guy who's a psychiatrist who became obsessed with Batman, but not to where he wanted to kill Batman like so many of his other villains. He wanted to become Batman. He wanted to assume the identity of Batman, and he finds out who Bruce Wayne really is and ends up trying to fuck him over so he can take the mantle of the Batman.
Okay, would you do me a favor? My hands are crippled. Do you see what this beard did? What the fuck is going on with this beard, man?
This beer, I'm telling you.
You breathe on this beer and it fizzles out the bottle. Look at that. I just opened the cap.
I'm watching. I don't know if I'm going to continue with this beer. Let's not mention the name of it because I'm not a big fan of it.
I'm not either.
It's like bubbling over. This is like the worst beer we've had.
It's like an extra sensitive beer. Like you touch it and it orgasms.
It's like Cyrus with a girl.
Yeah, but the girl walks in a room.
Like the girl touches him on the
"Whoa."
shoulder and he like soils himself and blows out the front of his shorts.
There is nothing I can do with my hands unless I get something to wipe this up with. Can you get me something? Yeah. Okay. Well, what was this? A Batman? I guess he was big in the comics.
Don't ask me questions. I don't have a fucking microphone.
Well, people can hear you. Shit,
They can't hear me.
No,
he's from the comics. He was actually one of the first. He's the first recurring villain. He's the first villain that showed up and kept showing up, and he showed up into the modern era. But he predated Joker and Catwoman by a few months.
We're talking about early, like 1930s shit going on.
And that is carried on to this day. And he's a villain that not everybody knows and is fits with the dark, demented theme, especially the psychological theme that Christopher Nolan has been developing in these Batman films. And I think he'd be a perfect Christopher Nolan villain.
Well,
Imagine what it would be like if a psychiatrist discovered who Bruce Wayne was, who Batman was, and wanted to become the Batman and kept fucking with the Batman psychologically.
Well, somebody told me that there are a couple of assassins who would be that good for Batman. Like they broke Batman down. That's what they do to their victims. They break them down before they kill them. And these two assassins broke Batman down. What? Oh, keep talking. Okay. My suggestion for a Batman villain is something like you said. It would be a character who is deeply psychologically disturbed and would add to that whole theme that Christopher Nolan is going along with, and that would be Scarface. Scarface is another character that a lot of people don't know, and I'm surprised that I know him, but a lot of people probably do because he was in the animated series. And it's such a this is really cool. It's a guy, he's a very meek, shy guy who's a ventriloquist. And his dummy is the one that controls his personality. And so this guy's, he's a schizo. He's schizophrenic. And his dummy is the one that commits all the crimes, calls the shots, actually runs a mob ring. A mob ring is being run by a dummy. Now, I'm sitting up here talking. I don't know where Carlisle went. He just got up and left the room. I don't know why. So if it sounds like I'm rambling, it's because I'm wondering what the hell happened. Where did he go? First, he gave me this towel to wipe this beer up with, and then he left the room. While he's gone, it'll be a perfect chance for me to tell you, I'm sorry about being late again this week. I haven't had a car. I just got one. I'm updating stuff right now. It's been a very busy weekend. After this week, it should be a little bit better. So I was telling everybody about Scarface.
I was listening.
Okay.
I was actually listening.
I think that would
kind of gotten to me already.
I was about to say, I was like, where the hell did he go? You just got up. I was like, are you Batman? It's just gone.
I just had to go solve a crime. Oh, wait, I'm talking like Batman again. I have that gruffly cigarette voice. Yes.
But I think Scarface would be a cool ass villain, man. A guy who's running the mob with a dummy.
Yeah, except that Christopher Nolan would make it work. I believe in Christopher. We believe in Christopher Nolan. That's what people need to put on a fucking t-shirt, okay? We believe in Christopher Nolan. But I don't know if Scarface is the one. I
can see it. I see it working perfectly.
But I can't be convinced that it would totally work.
You can't. A guy run around in a purple suit and makeup, you can see, but a guy who's like paranoid schizophrenic being controlled by a dummy, you can't see that.
Because I've read a number of really incredible Joker stories. I've never read a really incredible Scarface story. I've read a couple Scarface stories back in the day, but nothing that left an indelible mark on me.
Well, it's what you do with the writing from here on out.
No, I know. I just don't know if that's, especially with some of the other.
I just don't know if you can do it with someone like Clayface, Poison Ivy. Those characters rely.
Poison Ivy, I'd like
to
avoid, because Poison Ivy really was one of those fetish ones where it's like, let's have another woman who's in love with the Batman.
Yeah, exactly. But also she controls plants. She creates these giant Venus flytraps, and it's just not going to work here.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is Christopher Nolan has not defined this as a universe that is devoid of superheroes. So it's not
so far he has.
No. So far he's offered us a universe that is devoid of that. But Batman's universe was like that at the beginning. Batman's stable of villains were never superpowered until later in his career.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as a movie that has created a certain tone. I would be interested to see how you would pull something like that off. Do I think that's the wisest thing to do? No, because there's so many other villains out there that don't have like so-called superpowers.
There's a number of things that people have mentioned that sounds good, like Philip Seymour Hoffman,
the Penguin.
Yeah, that would be interesting. People keep talking about the Riddler, and it's like, you know what? I still have a bad taste in my mouth from Jim Carrey's Riddler.
Yeah.
And Riddler really was kind of a goofy villain. I'd like to see the less goofy villains. I'd like to see his darker villains. That's what drew me to Hugo Strange, was the fact that not a lot of people know him, but he really does have this really great dark story going on with Batman.
It's two things going on there. One, they have, as we both said, a whole array of villains that nobody's seen that they could bring out in the open. The other side of that is that a lot of people would love to see his interpretation of some of the better known villains.
Sure.
So I don't know.
No. I'm down with that. I'm really curious. All I know is that I don't want to see Harley Quinn.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I would not want to see that right now either. Before we go on, because I want to move on with some non-Batman stuff real quick before we get back into it, because we got some emails here, and they're good emails they just happen to be about Batman. We'll get to them, but one, we were talking about what was going on in the theater at Mamma Mia. Did you see all the drama with the guy that took the the popcorn tub out the trash can and got some free popcorn and kicked him out?
No.
Man, it turned crazy. They came in, they talked to this guy, and they told him, and it got to be a big deal. Just simply taking a trash can, a popcorn, what would you call that thing? Bucket out of the trash can and taking it up there and getting some free popcorn turned to a big deal. They came in, they kicked him out, and while he was walking out, he grabbed his daughter, kind of lifted her up, and when he was dragging her out, she hit this woman, and he just told her, he said, "Get out the way, you fat bitch," and it walked out, and that turned into something like an assault charge or something. This woman called the cops. Lori's friend, who was sitting next to me, had to come out and say, "Look, ma'am," and it's the woman with the crutches. You know that woman who's always in there? And some people say she's scamming. Some people say she's not really crippled. She just likes to get to the front of the line because she can say, "Let me through, I'm handicapped." I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not going to even say that I would buy into that rumor, but that's what a lot of people think.
All I know is she didn't have. I'm not going to say anything like that because I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
I don't know.
She never had crutches until after her handicapped husband died.
No, I know who you're thinking of.
No. It's the same woman.
Old woman?
Yeah.
No. It's not that. It's a younger woman. It's a younger woman. She's always been on crutches whenever I've seen her, and everybody says she's.
I have no clue who this is.
The woman that you're thinking of. So, okay, people, look. Whenever we go to these screenings, there are regulars who show up.
They're people. They're called prize whores. They're people who go around to now.
Well, some of them not all prize whores. Some of them just come to the screenings.
Right.
The prize whores are the ones that go around to all the radio. They'll go to a radio drop where they're giving away hot dogs. They'll go for the free hot dogs. Not all these people do that.
No, not all of them. But the thing is they're all keyed into one another. They know where all the ticket drops are.
Yes.
They know where all the screenings are. They've got friends. Now, some of these people have been doing it so long that they just know the people who run the screenings, and they just find out about the stuff and show up.
Yeah, exactly.
And they get the stuff from them.
Well, this is one of those women.
Some of these people wait in line 4 or 5 hours.
They bring lawn chairs, and they'll go out there to watch something shitty like
what they do as their hobby. They go, they hang out, they listen, they talk with each other for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And then they go see a movie.
They'll camp out for Love Guru like it's Star Wars or something. But so this woman is one of those people. She's at every screening.
Why did you have to remind me of Love Guru?
Because it's always been on my mind. You're gonna suffer with me. But she was she was here. Lori's friend had to go out to the lobby and tell the police, no, he did not hit her with his child on purpose, and that it was just an accident that the girl hit her on his way out. He just bumped into her.
This guy who stole a bucket out of the.
No, I've never seen this guy before, and I was wondering even what the big deal was. Then I would have come in and just said, "Look, sir, if you ever do this again, we're going to kick you out." But it turned into a big deal, where the guy was like, "No, that wasn't me," and they found out that it was because they had witnesses, and the police were called up next. So I was surprised you didn't see all that because it was right in front of me.
I was being distracted by the monosyllabic whore that was sitting behind me with the ball.
Oh, that bright ball distracted you. Meanwhile, it was an amazing amount of drama that went on during this screening. So yes, you are correct. That was one of the most bizarre screenings that we've had.
And the audience was just, oh my God,
retarded, pretty much.
I honestly believe some of those people were bussed in on a short bus. It was really ridiculous.
It was.
Leave it to ABBA to bring out the Mensa crowd.
Man, I knew at the moment I walked in it was going to be crazy. Seeing all those women in there, I was like, oh shit! All right, whatever.
Not just the women; it was just the people who went to this one particular screening.
It happens, man. It happens. We'll do for one every year.
Gave it out and where they gave out tickets. I guess maybe they gave out tickets at Golden Corral on Shrimp Night.
Golden Corral is a big buffet place that you will find some of not exactly the classiest people eating the buffet.
No, I would
there.
not say the classiest people.
Not at all. No.
Now, I love me some Golden Corral. I just know what times to go to Golden Corral because there are times like Shrimp Night that you do not go to Golden Corral.
Damn, shrimp brings out the shittiness in people.
For some reason, Shrimp Night is just the people who go on Shrimp Night is just insane.
One thing I should also bring up here: there will be no screening for the X-Files for us here in Austin.
Let's not talk about.
I mean, I'm just letting people know. We don't have to go into the reasons why. Now, there's some reasons why. that we won't even talk about here because it gets deep and I don't know everything about it. You do, but I don't want to get into that.
Oh, you don't have to bring me into this. Why does it always have to be my fault?
Well,
how come it's my fault?
Because it technically kind of is your fault, but
because Tom Rothman fucking hates me is no reason. Okay, we have to tell the story. The basic gist of it is back in the day, me and one of my friends, Harry Knowles, we kind of wrote these reviews of this really shitty movie called X-Men 3. We just totally destroyed the movie because it was a big, giant, steaming turd. And,
now these are your words, not mine.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think the movie was a turd.
Like, oh, it's a fun summer movie.
No. I didn't say that. I just said, I said, no, it's really not that good of a movie. Do I hate it like you do? No, because I had fun in some parts.
You guys kept saying the term fun summer.
Yeah, I said, I did say it was fun. Did I just not say fun right now? I just said I kind of had fun. I said I had fun in some parts. I enjoyed some parts, but I didn't think it was a shitty movie like you did.
Oh, God, I hate that movie. I so hate that movie with a passion. It's so awful. And as a result, when the film had a 67% drop off the following weekend, someone in Fox is like, I don't know, why do we have such a big drop off for the film? And somebody said, hey, why don't we blame those internet guys and say that they're responsible for it? And as a result, memos got sent around that said these internet guys had given such bad word of mouth that it created word of mouth buzz that killed the film the second weekend.
See, the movie was one of the biggest movies that summer.
First weekend.
Well, it ended up being in the final tally. It ended up being one of the top grossest movies that summer. Yeah. So I think that maybe they just don't like internet people. And they see you guys as something being one of the forefronts of that. I don't know what's going on, but either way it goes, it's kind of shitty.
As a result, they've been pissed off ever since. I personally don't get invites to Fox films. They refuse to invite me.
You know why? Now I'm not saying this is what you do. Maybe you did at one time, but it's been told to me specifically because I've asked about everybody who does this with us here on Spill. If something weird is going on, like you can't go into a movie, I ask about it. So I did ask about it. I was like, what's the deal going on with Carlisle? And they say, well, because he puts up reviews early,
and that's where it's where people are talking out their ass. It's because the problem is I've been accused of putting up reviews early when I didn't post the reviews. I got like the last time I was invited something that they got super fucking pissed about was Aragon, if you remember that. And I do remember that. I got busted. I got come down on hard by the local rep and by the agency for a review that our site put up that someone else wrote 2 days before I'd even seen it. Like it was posted on the site 2 days before I saw it, but then word finally got to them after I'd seen the film, and they blamed me. And ever since that screening, that's when Fox went nuts.
I mean, yeah. Look, I don't know what's going on because I could care less. All I know is that they can do whatever they want to with their movies. But I really think it's a shitty thing that they exclude Austin. They're going to let people in San Antonio go see this movie, but they won't let people in Austin go see it. The fuck is wrong with them?
What the fuck's wrong with you? You didn't let me finish to that part of the story. Nobody knows what you're talking about. They aren't screening X-Files in Austin.
That's what I just said. I said letting people see it in San Antonio, but not in Austin. That's what I just said.
Well, you did, but you said it in a way where people are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
If anybody with a brain knows what I'm talking about.
Anyhow, they won't show it to us, and several Austin critics said, hey, can we drive down to the screening in San Antonio and see it? And they said, no Austin press is allowed to come.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say that Lori, one of the regulars who goes to the movies with us, who I like a lot, she tried to ask if we could go to San Antonio to see it, and they're like, nope, you guys in Austin can't go. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I mean, I didn't do shit, okay?
Well, no. If they're doing this, they have shown it. I mean, they brought what happens in Vegas here.
And they showed it.
And they showed it. And they even let me into the screening. And I even wrote up an early review of it. And nobody got annoyed because it was positive. It was like, oh, you know what? It's actually, it's a fun little film. It's not great, but it's a fun little film. It is what it is. And but they're not even going to show this, which tells me one thing.
What, that is bad?
It's got to be shitty, dude.
Well,
if they don't want the internet geek press talking about this film, it can't be good. Either that or they're just worried about it. It might be good, and the people at Fox don't know because they haven't had a good movie in like 7 years. They haven't had a truly spectacular, awesome film in a long time, so they don't know what to do with
Well,
it.
of course, my whole thing, I was so pissed off. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go out and say the movie's bad. Even I hadn't seen it. Of course, that's unprofessional. I would never do that. I would never do that. But when
You
you're
would
pissed,
never be unprofessional.
No, not at all. On the air, yes, but off the air, no. But I just thought that, man, feelings are kind of hurt. I was like, man, you treating me like a fucking stepchild, and I ain't done a goddamn thing. Look, who knows? Maybe the X-File fan people are strong enough. Maybe they're bigger in San Antonio. I don't know. I'm going to be fair. We're going to try and have a review up in one form or another. But really, I don't know what I could do other than, and I'm willing to go that level and just say, hey, I want to get all the critics here in town and just say, how do you feel about this? And make a plea to just stop doing this embargo that they have on us. I don't know. There's a long shot that it will work, but at least they know how we feel because that's our careers.
Well, except that only one studio is doing it. It's Fox, and they only do it on rare occasions. Now, Disney's done it a couple times. Disney won't bring their lamer films to Austin. Like films that have really, not done well or that they knew critics weren't going to love.
But you know what they'll do? They'll let us drop to San Antonio and see it.
They will.
They let me and Cyrus go to go see Meet the Robinsons in San Antonio.
Won't show it here. I mean, if you're willing to go to that, because Disney knows if you want to see it, dude, you're going to see it. You're going to write about it. Just go for it. Because Disney's Disney, and they're really good to the internet press. But Fox doesn't know how to deal with this. Fox, they're still kind of feeling that out, and they're under a weird. They're under a weird management right now. Tom Rothman loses his mind at times. He's made some weird decisions that have hamstrung that company.
And I've heard you bring up this head guy before. I mean, I never remember his name, but I know who you're talking about. And I think that I don't know the guy. I don't know anything about this situation that much. So I don't know. I don't know how much to say. I believe it, but I'm just saying it's stupid.
This is the guy who told Bryan Singer, "No, you can't have Sentinels in your X-Men movie." Why not? Sentinels are a big part because I think giant robots are fucking silly, and I will never have a giant robot movie come out when I am the head of Fox.
Is that true?
That is absolutely.
How
true.
do you know this? I mean, I'm just. How do you know?
This is what I do for a living, dude.
But I mean, where'd you hear this? Is this a rumor? Is this true? I mean,
this is true. This isn't a rumor. This is why Bryan Singer wasn't allowed to do Sentinels. The most he was ever allowed to do was have that giant head roll in. That's why there was no
that giant head
Galactus.
Was 3. He didn't do 3.
No,
the Sentinel's head. That was
but that was the one thing they were allowed to do. Was have the big head roll. They were not allowed to show that. It's why Galactus in the Fantastic Four film appeared in a giant cloud, and they were never allowed to show Galactus. This guy, he thinks that nobody, and of course, as a result, another studio does Transformers, and what happens? It's fucking Transformers. It makes $1 billion.
Yeah.
He's not in touch. The minute he took over, Fox took a nosedive in quality. And there used to be a time in my life when I
now this is what you say. I don't know this for sure. This is you. I don't know this for sure.
This is what I do. There was a time in my life when you heard those drums and you heard those, the horns kick in, and you saw that logo and the lights going back and forth. You're like, oh God, this is going to be awesome. This is a Fox film. And we don't have that anymore. Every time, Fox is not known for its quality. Fox has, they took the Aliens and the Predator series that they had and screwed them into the dirt.
I have to admit that. I would have to go back and think about whether every Fox movie is not a quality movie. I'm sure there are some out there, but I will say for Alien versus Predator, I don't care what anybody says. Those movies are a travesty, given what they had before. You got 2 great movies that have led up to some of the biggest shit piles we've ever seen, and I will argue that to death with people.
The best movie that Fox has put out, not Fox Searchlight, because Fox Searchlight, whoever's running Fox Searchlight, they know how to.
It's their independent angle there. The smaller movies are
they do the small.